What's good, internet? Welcome to my channel and welcome to my weekly design training where I share design tips with designers. I have this design I received during the week. I'm going to share what is not working in the design, and I'm going to use this to teach you guys how to achieve successful design. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this tutorial, so let's start. I like the fact that we can easily see the information in the project. All right, but the making the information visible is not the only thing you should focus on as a designer. There's also the part of arranging the elements, like making your layout so interesting to the eye. So what I noticed that this designer did not really do well here is the part of playing with hierarchy in the project. And another thing I noticed that this designer did not do well here is the part of using elements that are not necessary. You see, we don't just use elements in our project because we feel okay, because the page is empty, then we just add something to it. No, we add what we know we add to the success of the design. And I'm saying this here because of what this designer did here. This is not really, necessary. So I'm going to quickly recreate this using all the things I mentioned here, and also still use the color that the designer used, because I don't know if this color is from the brand, but we're going to still stick to the same color. All right. So I'm going to create a new document now. I'm going to click on file and I'm going to select new. So I'm going to call this bankless. I'll make my width 1000 and height is going to be 1000, like that, and resolution is going to be 72. Now somebody was asking me recently that why do we always use 72? The reason why we use 72 is because the project is not something that we plan to print. It's something that we just want to post on social media. So 72 is always best for projects that you just want to post on social media. But if you're planning to print the project, it's always good to use 300 or 400 as your resolution. But if the project is for social media, stick to 72. And why 72 is okay is because it's going to make the size of the project small and the quality will still look sharp, and all the colors are still going to look okay when you're looking at it on the screen. But when you print a 72 resolution project, trust me, the quality is not going to be okay. So I'm going to leave every other settings as is, and I'm going to click on the create button. Then I'm going to quickly put together the element. So what I'll do is to drag the image of the character, because most time the image of your character or your illustration is what mostly shape your layout. All right, so I'm going to position this the way the designer positioned it, which is very okay. Then I'm going to copy the next information, which is the title. So I'll copy that and I'm going to select the type tool and paste that here. I'm going to use let's use Helvetica Neue. All right, and the reason why I'm using Helvetica Neue, sans characters, all right, they are always best for corporate designs. Sans serif characters. You can also use serif, all right, but sans serif characters are mostly used for corporate designs, and that's the reason why I'm using Helvetica here. All right, so I'm going to use Helvetica bold. So I'll change my style here to bold. Then, and I'm going to close this and activate the free transform with Ctrl T and position this here. All right, there's another thing I love that this designer did here, which is the creating guide. All right, so we need to also do that here. So I'll go to views and say guide and say new guide layouts. This should go off. All right, yeah, we don't need that. We need the margin. So I'll make this let's make it 55. Yeah, make this 55 and 55 here. 55. So the reason why this is very important is it's going to make your frame look like a window. When you don't have this frame around your project, it's not going to make it look professional. All right, so it's always best to do this. Okay, and another advantage of doing this is it makes the attention of the viewers go to the content you have inside the frame. All right. So that's why it's always good to add margins to your project. Okay. So I'm going to position this here. I'm going to make this bigger because this is our title. So it's always best to make your title bigger so people know, yes, this is the first thing you want them to see. And that's another way you create contrast, in your project. So I'm adjusting the leading now because I noticed the space between the rows there is too much. All right. Then the next level of hierarchy is what I'm going to place in this project here now. So I'm going to position this here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to position this here. Now, if you look at the original design, after taking my time to digest the information in this project, I found out that this is not supposed to be part of this. And as designers, I want us to start learning to do things this way. When a client sends you brief, your job as a designer is to break the brief in a way that it will make it easier for the viewers to find the page interesting, and then also find it easy to read the information on the project. All right. So I noticed the designer did not do well on that side here. And that's the reason why I decided to break this. So I'm going to move this here because this is another very important information that needs to draw the attention of the viewers. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to copy that other information. All right. And paste that here. So after the title, the next thing I want the people to see in this project is the no cues, no paper work. All right, so I'm going to activate the frame transform now and make this smaller. All right, then I'm going to take the space between the letters out, which is the tracking, and I'm still using the same character here, and I'm going to change this to let's use Roman. All right, yeah, that's better. So I'm going to adjust the leading because I noticed the space between the rows is too tight, and that's another thing that mostly affects our design when we don't pay attention to it. The space between your rows, is something you need to also focus on when placing text in your design. So this can be here. All right. Now, okay, let's even make this overlap on the margin like that. And so we get calls a lot from people who are looking forward to learn design, but can't afford to pay for design school. We started a foundation where we can be a blessing to these people. We have some gadgets we're looking for to buy with getting of space. And that is where we need people like you to support us with your funds. Simply make use of the account details on the screen. If you have anything you want to support us with, no amount is too small and no amount is too big. And we want to especially thank those of you who have been sending your funds to us. Thank you for doing this. We so much appreciate you. All right, so let's continue like that. Now watch the way I'm playing with space here. You notice that the space between this two information here is different from the space we have here. It's also different from the space we have here. So the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to give room for proximity, all right, which is proximity. All right, it's also part of the principles of design. All right, so you also need to make this always available in your project. That's another way you help the flow of reading in your project. Okay, so I'll position this here and let's see for the logo. All right, I'm going to the same information, so I'm going to position this here and hit the enter key and change this to Roman. So let's now start playing with the font size. So I'm still going to use the same font size for the other information there. So I'm going to change this to 24 and I'll make the same move here, change this to 24. Right, yeah, so this can come down here, and for this I'm doing express. Good. Yeah, so let's start playing with the colors here now. So for this information here, I'm going to use a light gray color. All right, I'm going to use a light gray color there. All right, because there's nothing that is 100% black. All right, so I'm going to use something between black and gray there. Then for the title, all right, so I'll go to the design here. Actually, I don't have the color code, but what I'll do is I'm just going to click and sample the color from here. All right, so I'm going to sample the color from here and hit the OK button, and I'm going to switch my foreground and background color here and click here and sample the color from the title. Then I'll go back to my project here, and first off, I'm going to copy the color code of the green color here, and I'm going to select the title. All right. So I'm going to select the title and paste the code. All right. And hit the OK button. I'm going to create a new layer. Sorry. I'm going to call this layer glow. And I'm going to select the brush tool and make sure that my brush settings here is set to soft round brush. Okay, let's just do the same move here. Make this real big. And I'm going to apply the brush here and hold on Alt and clip this to the title. So how I was able to do this is I place my mouse in between the glow layer and the title layer and wait till I see the white box with the black arrow facing down with a slash and click to clip the layer to the title. All right, so I'm going to position this here and activate the free transform and really make this big. Now, the reason why I'm making this move here is this. You see, when it comes to playing with title, there are several ways you can do this. All right, there's the part of playing with the scale of the words. There's also the part of skewing the title, and there's a part of using color. The reason why I decided to do this gradient effect on the title is because I really want to connect this to the expression on the face of the character. I really want to give that joy look and the title, and that's the reason why I made this move here. All right, so I think the glow value and the green color that I have on the title here is too, they almost share similar value. So what I'll do is I'm going to create contrast here. So I'm going to make this a bit darker because this one should be darker than the other. All right. I know so many of you don't know this, so I'm teaching you now. So I'll make this a bit darker and hit the OK button. Oh, sorry, I'm not on the right layer. So I should be on the property tab and make this a bit darker. Yeah, this is better. All right, because there should be contrast. The outfit of my character here is gray. All right, and it's almost closer to the color of my background. So what I'll do is I'll make a copy of the character here, and I'm going to double click on the layer to activate the layer style. All right, and select color overlay. All right, then on the color overlay setting here, I'm going to change this to this green color here. So I've sampled the color and I'm going to select the OK button and hit the OK button here. Then I'm going to move my layer out a bit to give more life to the project like that. Then yeah, this is better. But if you still feel like making the project more fun, all right, you can still play with the next level of hierarchy after the title. So what I'll do is for this, I'll change this to this character that I downloaded recently from the internet, which I'm going to give you guys the link to download the fonts. All right, I'm going to give you guys the link to download this character. It's beautiful. Most time when you use handwriting character like this, there's this life it normally gives to design projects. So I'm going to use this Wolantica. I hope I pronounce. Yeah, Wolantica character here. And I'm going to take out the tracking there. And I'll move this here like that and activate the free transform and still make this a bit, bigger. All right. Then the next thing I'm going to do here is to make my background a bit pop. So what I'll do is I'll sample this color here, all right, and hit the OK button and select the brush tool. Now, this part here is not really important, but if you really want to give life to your project, you can do this. So I'm going to just play with the background by just, doing a zigzag like that, all right. Then I'm going to turn down the opacity of this up there, all right, so we can even still. So let's check the before and after. So this is the before. Yeah, so this is the before and after. All right, I'm sure you love the new version of the artwork, and I'm sure you've learned from this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button And remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. If there's anything you want to share with me, drop it in the comment section of this video. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up. And guys, let's work together to help other creatives. Share this video with other designers. Let them also learn from this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.